So, when we what trying to talk about here is a solution which actually can help to get the two parts of the world, the finance, sustainability together, and we as the corporate employees will play a very, very strong role in that because if you look at India, the biggest population in India is the working class, the general population, and most of the benefits or the tax paying is done by this population. uh, so while we are spending our money, there's a lot of times we don't have the bandwidth to think about climate action because we are not able to get out our journal expenses. So is there a way where we can do an ease by which this can happen? So we came across a very beautiful statement by UNEP. UNEP said that if 1 billion out of 8 billion world population, which we are right now, adopt eco-friendly behavior in their daily lives, the global emission can come down by 20%. Now, we are saying that even if the 1/8 of the world population does that, it can create that sort of impact. Then look at India, which is a more than 140 billion right now, which we say, and as per the World Bank's data in 2022, we were already on 139.6. So that means that we are one of the biggest population in the world. We are one of the biggest growing country in the world. Then can we create transactions or actions which can create the impact? So with that goal, we thought, okay, next 1 year, we want to create a platform which can create 1 million sustainable transactions. And when I say transactions, we are not talking about just the money or the, I give you something or a barter something from you. We're talking about a simple bite-sized actions, very small, small things, which does not impact our lifestyle or does not take extra time from out of us, and but able to create a big environmental dent. So that is a thought which we started. If we look at the current Indian scenario, of course, we have become one of the very looked after countries. If the world looks at us, that what we are doing, the way we handle pandemic says a lot about us. And now the rating of India as a country is very high, and a lot of things which we are adopting want to be something where we are looked at by the world. The recent COP28 is the biggest example. In that, Modi ji has said people that come to India. I want to have COP in India, and itself says that uh, sustainability is a bigger goal. Now, though India has taken a sustainable goal of 2070, our first trigger is for 2030, and the focus though is more on electric and other things, the renewable energy part of it. There's a lot of consumption which is from the individuals. So if you look at the world data, 72% is actually a consumer behavior driven thing. But if you look at the entire population, the urban population in India, which is actually the working class, our behavior is very different. We are more evolved, we are more educated, we have more exposure to it, and as a reason, the new age employees think sustainability and the mission of this organization is the main driving force. Okay, so I'm just throwing some of the interesting data points at you. This was the studies done by KPMG, PCG, and the meteorological world as well, where they have seen 71% of Indian executive believes that the sustainability is the key driver for the business success. Uh, and they're prioritizing the employee benefits and the other things in a way that it can their morale can be much better. IIM Ahmedabad published the study. They say productivity and loyalty is better than the 67% of the people if they do able to do that. 99% of the employees want to pursue sustainability and the environmental agenda of their organization. And if their organizations are not green, they're calling them out. They're able to say companies like Shell or Exxon, which are operating in India, the employees are verbal about the emission these companies are creating. So that means a huge mind shift has happened. Now, if you look at the Indian consumer, this the same class as the biggest Indian consumer, which is targeted by all the brands, and 85 of these consumers are ready to pay 20% extra premium for sustainable products. That's the reason we see the rise in the organic products. That's the reason we are seeing upscale products or recycled products being getting used more because this generation has become very evolved about it. So what we did was we created two platforms currently. We gave one app to the employees, and we gave a backend web app system to the employer, and we wanted to see the flow of data. So in past 1 year, what we have done is we have built the system entirely. So we understood what the corporate needs and what the employee needs. We found that the corporate is looking for just a one-click rollout of everything. They don't want to have the hassle of getting too much involved physically into it. And as post COVID, that tech requirement has become a part of it, and that's the reason we introduced it. They want to reduce their company emission. Okay, they want to educate their employees, and they want to do it with the ease that the employees doesn't feel, oh, this is an extra activity I'm doing. So there's a lot of gamification need which was there. Okay. Uh, then also they want to build the purpose across their employees. Like after COVID, most of the people were talking about mental well-being, because we saw the mental well-being get impacted by the work from home and the COVID structure where we were isolated a lot. And similarly, the companies also understand that sustainability is another thing which can be built as the part of the corporate DNA, because the organization that gives a solution to their employees, there's a bigger chance of them using that rather than just, going through the commercial way of it. Uh, Another challenge with the corporate phase is validation of that, because employees come into the part of a scope 3 emissions. So those of you who don't know ESG or the GHG reporting, we have three scopes in that: scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. Scope 1 and 2 are about the direct and indirect emissions, which are directly linked to the company's product life cycle or whatever services they are providing. And scope 3 has multiple aspects to it, and employees become a very small fraction of that. Though they are the lowest hanging fruit, they are still someone they are not able to convert, because they are not able to get the validated data for them. So that tool or that accessibility is the bigger issue. Now, if you look at the employees, okay, they want to be the part of the climate change. They want to take good actions, because that's what the data shows. That's what the service shows to us. Okay, but we interacted with a huge COG, and we understood, yes, most of the younger generation, the new age employees want to take action, but they don't have any tool with them. They want a very transparent, targeted policy from the organization for them. They don't want us hindered. Let's say the organization is telling an employee that you can't use a plastic, okay, because it's bad for you, but they're not able to do it themselves. So there's a the common concept difference between the both of them, which can be there. Then, of course, what is the reward? What is the accessibility of doing something good? A lot of people will do good because they want to do good. But if you want to have a larger impact by the population which we're talking about, there has to be a reward system. There has to be gratification, because the current generation is someone who's getting gratified and freebies on the other platform. That's the behavior we see digitally in them. Uh, Also, the community aspect builds better for it, because we are currently on a digital world. I call this generation an inside generation, because we sit at our home more than we go outside. But we survive on our communities, whether it's on Instagram, LinkedIn, the groups or circles we have created for us, it works for us. When it also comes to our work, having a unified platform for themselves, for their friends and family, actually helps them. So we took all these inputs, and if you look at the right side of the screen, I'm showcasing how we have gamified the app which we are giving to the employees. So we put this into track, date, shop, and earn. Tracking is understand your emission, and we have created a scoring system at the heart of it, which is green score. So if I have to explain that in one like you have a credit score system for your finances, so and then understand how good, bad, or ugly are your finances, that you can get a loan or not. In a similar way, think about that we are giving you a scoring for how eco-conscious your lifestyle is. So we understand your regular behavior in different categories, like water, electricity, food, like your travel habits, your shopping habits, your pet, if you have pets, then that, and your digital behavior. So we understand that. We try to go ahead and give you a lot of information about in distinctively which part of these categories are the biggest emitters for you in the reporting. It's with a simple questionnaire you get this scoring. Now everything inside the app is happening to improve this score. So we give you curated pledges or the actions to do good for the environment, to reduce the emission on the problematic area. We give you initiatives. Okay, and initiatives also helps you to get physically engaged. That means you get out of your closed scenario, go somewhere, do something good. And to make it more lucrative, we have check in for you. So as soon as you are in the location, you can check in. If you don't want to do that, you still want to be part of the entire thing. You can still donate a lot of amount, to the initiatives which are happening. And the idea is to gratify you for every bite-sized action you have taken. So let's say I'm an organization. I want in my company. The employees have the app. I create a pledge for my employees that not to use a plastic bottle, bring your own bottle. Okay, the plastic bottles come down. If I have 100 employees, 80% participation was there. Now, on the gratified that yes, I have brought my own use the plastic over here, and at the same time, the company has a value of the order they were placing for the plastic bottles, and now it's reduced. You have a validated reduction over there, which has been created. In a similar way, actions you do on a regular or the shopping bit which you do because you're given your data, like your during your green score, how much you shop, where you shop, what is your habit. It helps us to give you qualified offerings over there. So in the shop section, we have created 200 plus brands, which are existing lifestyle brands like Zomato, Amazon, Flipkart. And we also have created green brands, which are handpicked. And we know there are no greenwashing happening over there. Okay, if you ask me why Zomato and Flipkart, because yes, they are greenwash brands, but the truth of the thing is that in the masses we are using it, and on an average, if you look at the recent Zomato report, most of the urban population, working population, at least have a single order every day from Zomato. Okay, so that means if that is happening for the younger population, look at the amount of emission. Zomato delivery is green. Zomato says my deliveries are green. But what about the plastic container? What about the food you have ordered? If you're a vegetarian, it's a different emission. If you're a non-vegetarian, it's a different emission. So what about that? And then nowadays we are in a habit of Blinkit or Zepto. If we don't go to the local kirana shop and buy a thing, we actually pay someone to bring that thing to us. So though the delivery is still the emission free because they're using EV, what about the paperback which they use? What about the product they are taking? There's still an emission around that. So we have found a way to reduce that. So let's say if you are taking a Zomato voucher from any other platform, you get a simple discount over there. Okay, with us we have further taken it a step ahead. So let's say you get a 500 voucher at 480 bucks. Okay, and we know that this expenses of 500 because of your food habit is going to create this much of emission, thanks to our intelligence on that. But if I'm able to reduce a certain thing, let's say it's 100 kgs, I'm able to give you at 60 kgs. I have been able to reduce 40 kgs even before you have used that money. So while you're living your lifestyle, while you're doing your lifestyle, this solution is able to help employees to reduce their emission even before they start. The second aspect is like the green brands. So we have brands like Bare Necessities, Almitra, Banco Janko. Some of them are also the participant of this beautiful, event we have with the Rice Worldwide Summit. So if you see, all these are very green brands. They have cracked their packaging. They have been able to crack their product in a way that is creating the minimum impact on the environment. So you're getting a special discounts through because you're going through my plant over there, and all this ecosystem, the data which is getting verified, now goes to the employer. Now, if you look at your screen, how the employer is getting this information, they're able to see taken, they're able to see what was the reduction done, was how much they have been able to offset, and this is a very beautiful report over here. How this motivate the employer? A, the employer is able to create a good PR value out of it because the employees reduction is something which is an attractive pull for a new talent and other things. Second is, of course, the social aspect of it. You go to social media, you're able to publicize, oh, as an organization, I'm one of the first employer engagement thing which we have done where employees have reduced this much of emission. And the biggest aspect is that if the employer has an existing ESG reporting system or a BSR reporting system where they are doing their GHG reporting, they can simply in one click create this report and take it to their system on the existing report and claim this emission over there. So it's a win-win situation. While individuals are able to use their money in a better fashion, get rewarded for it in the ecosystem, the employer is also able to do that by gratifying the employees for being one of the best performers, create pledges for them which they want as action inside the corporate, create initiatives to them where they want to want their employees to participate, and eventually take it out a reporting, a validated reporting out of this, which can be a claim from the organization that yes, we have done this action. Uh, so this is something which creates it. If you look at the entire process, how we are doing is where we go to a corporate, we onboard them. If you are some of the professionals who are into decision making process, I think this is one of the most lucrative solutions which we have been able to build. And in future, we are taking it to the ERP solution as well, because you already have certain things. You know where your employees are actually taking money from you for the claims and all. But this is the emission which is done and is needed offsetting. So we are taking the corporate onboarding bit done, and then it goes to the employees. We get send an invitation to the employees with the community code and their employee ID that you have to just log in on the app and do that. As soon as they do that, they can take these individual actions. They can calculate their green score, they can take pledges, offset, get discounted offers, green brands, interact with each other, because we're building a forum inside the community as well. So not just about ranking or knowing who's where or just adding your family member to it. It's about having a conversation there. So think about just one forum where you have all this and it's able to give you a verified data. Okay, all my people have this much of emission. This is the reduction they are doing. This is the offset they are doing, and can be converted to a simple report. So if you see, it's something which we're seeing as a win-win. Uh, in India, we are actually trying to break the monopolies created by some of these engagement tools, which only drive the behavior of consumption. If you look at Pluxee, Advantage Club, XOXO, they're only talking about consumption, consumption, consumption. Just for the greenwashing basis, again, they have created a section for sustainability where there's nothing sustainable, to be honest. Most of them, the packagings are not right, or the product is not right. So there's no information bit which they provide over there. On the other aspect of the world, globally, there is Julberg, Deaston, and Greener, who give you small bite-sized actions, but they're not able to convert that into a reward system for you, which is lucrative for you, or for the employee or the employer. We have been able to create a best of both the worlds, and if you look at this entirely, it creates a sort of a place where the employees get the most benefit. The people who are actually creating money for India, paying taxes for India, get the most benefit and able to take part in the climate action. So I give you a very simple example. Uh, we are talking to one of the India's biggest PSU, and they have approximately 3 lakh employees. So I told them, even if you don't pay me for 3 lakh employees, okay, let's keep that chunk very separate. But if your 3 lakh employees are able to reduce 1% of their emission, okay, and when I say 1%, let me give you a data. Uh, in an urban situation, on an average, an urban person does emission of 7 to 10 tons, which is 7 to 10,000 kgs, because of the consumption they have. Okay. Now, a 1% of that is just 70 to 100 kgs. Let's take 100 kgs. Now, 3 lakh people making 100 kgs of impact. The transaction I was telling you earlier, that my goal will be met with them very easily. Okay. And think about what is the dent is creating. If you're telling me it's the 30 million dent I'm creating is equivalent to global emissions of some of the conglomerates in India, in the world, and like Apple, Google, if you look at them, that is the emission which you're talking about. We're talking about global emissions being cut off the certain sections of the world. Uh, Whatever you see now, what we are offering you, or the way we have cracked it for the employee engagement and ESGB to woven together, it's not done by just few people in our organization. It has been a community effort of 45,000 plus users. These people have come through word of mouth. They have used our app, given us a feedback. They have taken the ownership of removing 21.89 lakh of kgs of emission from the environment, and they have taken those actions which have created a commitment. uh, they love the app. That's the reason the idea we have created for the green score and the entire actionability of the app is something which was you know awarded by UNDP Youth Collab last year. We have also were the part of the Green Finance cohort, and we won the demo day over there because this is the idea which is the need of the hour, and people want that, and how we can use it. And as an organization, because we believe in sustainability a lot, we are part of 1% of the planet. Because whatever emissions we are doing while providing this technology to you, we want to ensure that that is also reduced and offsetted at our end. So, would love you all to be the part of this scenario with us. And if you can join me in this journey for the acceleration of the net zero through your employee engagement. Thank you for being the participant of this wonderful event. We are glad to get this opportunity of being there. And I hope with our initiative, we'll be able to make a small dent into the entire thing. Thank you so much.